All my day traders, swing traders, and AI speculative crypto people out there, I need to call a truce with you. All right, I need to call a truce, and you might want to sell your positions if you're up. If you're up a lot, you might want to sell your positions. Before we get into the video, like, subscribe if you find anything useful that I said in this video. These are my opinions. Disclaimer, these are my opinions, but I'm starting to notice a lot of things that are happening from the dot-com crash that are happening now. Now, I got burned during the dot-com crash. I just want to come out and say that. I got burned badly. Thank you so much for this commenter for putting this up. I'm dumber than Warren Buffett, but you mentioning me in the same sentence as one of the greatest investors and one of the richest people in the world, thank you so much for that. That is actually a compliment. I appreciate that. What's starting to happen now is a lot of people compare crashes. Market crashes and corrections are totally different. The dot-com crash was different than the housing market crash. The housing market crash was greedy bankers giving loans, writing mortgages, writing loans to people who could not afford these homes and did not even have jobs, these ninja loans, all right? Now, if you're 30 or younger, there's a very good chance you weren't even in the workforce when the whole 2008 housing crisis happened, and you definitely were not in the workforce when the dot-com crash happened. I got burned badly in stocks, during the dot-com crash, like WorldCom, Nortel, Webvan. Those were big companies that I know you guys have never heard of, but they were like the Teslas and, the Microsoft of their heyday. Well, they were supposed to be. A lot of things are very similar right now to the dot-com crash. Example, you have companies like C3 AI. Their earnings are in the toilet. They have more losses in earnings than they do revenue. Pretty much, this is a zombie company. They're not making money, and people are investing in this company because it's AI. AI is the new word now. But example, you have a company like Pepsi. Do you see how they're profitable and they have earnings and revenue? That's the difference. Now, what I said in the beginning was you might want to close out your positions if you're up, and don't put your money into the S&P 500. Don't put it in the total stock market. I know I've always pumped index funds, and definitely do not go buy Jailbreak, SRT, Charger, Hellcat. Don't go do that. What I would do is open up a savings account or a CD, and here's why. A lot of people get hit with a double whammy, meaning they'll take profits from speculative stocks. They'll either go buy cars or they'll go buy stuff, liabilities, or they'll put it back into the stock market. And then when there's a correction or a crash, they have nothing to protect themselves if they come across an emergency. And then you end up selling your long-term investments. All right. You end up selling your VOOs, your VTIs, your S&P, and then that's how people end up getting crushed. People who lost money during the 2008 housing crisis, I didn't really have any money during the dot-com crash, but people who lost money during 2008, they sold out of their 401ks and they sold out of their long-term retirement investments to cover their lifestyle. You want to have a savings account because the worst things tend to happen at the worst times, meaning your refrigerator will go the same time as your transmission will go. You will lose your job the same time as your kid breaks their arm. What can go wrong will go wrong. I believe that was Murphy's Law who said that. What can go wrong will go wrong, and you want to insulate yourselves. These saving CD interest rates, I have not seen these type of interest rates since before 2007. I remember 2004, 2005, 2006. I remember my brother saying, I'm about to open up a CD at 4%, 4.5%. I haven't seen these interest rates. So what you want to do is I'm actually going to agree with these grifters for the first time. And I feel sick to my stomach but saying it. Take profits. Take your profits and build an emergency fund. What better time than to take profits, build a cushion if something happens? See, what tends to happen is this. When jobs start to report losses and there's corrections and there's crashes, you'll start to see who's been putting their hand in the cookie jar. You could be working for one of those companies. A company that you're working for could be operating on debt. Once credit institutions stop issuing more debt and your company's not making any revenue or any earnings, they start cutting jobs, entry-level jobs, secretaries, securities, janitors. They don't cut vice president jobs, all right? They get to leave with bonuses. They start cutting entry-level jobs, delivery people like that, who work in the, in the lunchroom, in the cafeterias. So in my opinion, I can't tell you when there's going to be a crash. I can't tell you that. I can't tell you when there's going to be a correction. But the first stocks to get sold off are the speculative stocks. Those are the first ones to get liquidated. And then what happens is your insiders start to sell and you get caught holding the bag. So that's all I want to say. I wanted to call a truce and just let you guys know that I'm starting to see a lot of things that are very similar to the .com crashes. And I don't know when it's going to happen. I can't tell you. I don't want to be a doomsday prepper, a doomsday person, but what can go wrong will go wrong. You got to hope for the best, but plan for the worst. And when the worst happens, you want to be able to have a cushion to protect you. No regrets. Get it.